Hello, hello, good afternoon everyone. Alright, it looks like everything is going and sound levels are good. Not dropping frames, fantastic. Okay, it looks like we are ready to go. Good afternoon everyone, this is Kerbal Space Program. I'm Dan Bear Pig, and we've got a new vehicle on the pad. Hey, look who's first. There will be no new ships, says Shipwreck. Well, perhaps I will wreck it. Will that make you happy if I wreck the new ship? Then we can have a new shipwreck. Let's end the camera path here. And actually, Shipwreck V28. That's right. Okay, let's see, we've got Ellalong Kerman on board. Alright, so this is, as noted in the title, this is a new ship that I've been working on. It's been 2 weeks since I've streamed this. Last week my internet was out completely. My router died, actually. So I've got a brand new router and things are going well. I got it just in time to do the Thanksgiving Minecraft challenge that my 8-year-old nephew planned. And that went fantastically well. So I have been itching to get back to this. So I've designed a new new multi-purpose passenger ship that will be my new rescue ship. And that's what we've got here, hidden in that fairing. I have designed some other things too. I can't remember exactly how far along I got. Oh, you can name ships. And I'm trying to think of a good naming scheme for these, because I've got a bear theme going on for the launchers. So this is the Arcus medium launch vehicle. Arcus being the name of the bear who is the Little Dipper, Ursa Minor. Next question, is your stream family friendly? Yes, I'm hoping to keep it family friendly. So, because there are some inevitable comparisons when you're making rockets. That's gonna be observed. So, but the main thing that's different about this iteration of the Arcus launcher is that I've had to, for the to lift this heavy ship, we've got bigger side boosters, bigger and a bigger engine on the second stage. You read my mind. Yes. Well, the worst is if you're watching a Blue Origin stream. Yeah, the new Shepherd rocket is quite the rocket. So as much as possible, I'm trying to avoid that, but it is literally impossible to fully avoid it when you're making rockets. It's science, it's physics. It's just the way nature intended it to be, I guess. So yeah, so we've got this here. And we've got Ellalong Kerman. So 2 weeks ago, when we left it, I had been using the older version of the rescue vehicle and doing some rescue missions. And we'd just picked up, I don't remember if we'd just picked up Ellalong or if it was someone else. I think it was Ellalong. And I brought them home between streams and replenished the fuel and the escape pods at the station. So let's take a quick look here at, let's get that out of the way, at our contracts. So yeah, we've rescued Tanbo. What's this one? World first. Oh, a Rendezvous maneuver around the moon. Constructing the first station around the moon. Okay, so if you dock around the moon, it counts as making a station. So performed a docking maneuver around the moon. Okay, yeah, that would have been, yeah, that was actually, I think some of that was from testing. That's all right. So yeah, crew transfer near Minmus. Okay, that was Ellalong, I believe. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. We rescued Tanbo. We rescued Jobri. Unable to flow transmit. That's fine. Yeah, so that's a bunch of science data from the surface of the moon we got from the surface deployed science. So that is perfect. Yeah, and we're getting all sorts of science from the surface of the moon and the surface of Minmus. Have I had astronaut ice cream? That's the freeze-dried stuff, right? I definitely have had that, but it's been 15 or 20 years since I've had that. I remember when I was a kid and that was a novelty, that was the best thing ever. So, but yes, I have definitely had that. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just start right here. We're ready to go. we've got Ella Long, who is our newest pilot, who was rescued from orbit of Minimus, and she is going to take this ship on its maiden voyage to go and dock with the station. And we are going to see if we can complete. We have a couple more rescue contracts in progress. We've got Mybels and Margaret, who are both in orbit of Kerman. It is delicious. I should try it again because I can't honestly remember. It was 8 or 12-year-old me who had it last, and yeah, so that's definitely not a trustworthy memory right there. So let's see. Let's double check. Things are going. Shouldn't we take her to say farewell to her family? Oh, I don't know if she has. I didn't ask her when we rescued her. I didn't even ask her if she had family. I gave her some snacks. I'm not a total monster, but I did not even ask her if there was any family that she wanted to contact. So as far as her family knows, if she has family, she is still lost in space, stranded in orbit of Minimus. So honestly, that's less pressure on me. If she's lost, maybe we don't even need to do a memorial. All right, but let's go ahead and throttle up, turn on stability assist. Let's turn on, let's target the station, and let's turn on our flight recorder. We can use the crater from the impact for the burial. It's okay. Yeah, well, if we will have a memorial, because we've got 4 flags over there. We want to keep track of how many Kerbals die to natural causes. All right, so we want to track altitude, acceleration, and aerodynamic pressure. All right, and okay, fine control on. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing launched, and then as soon as the fairing is deployed, you'll all get to see it. It is definitely, yeah, those flags. Those are my memorial flags. They're all on top of each other here, but let's see if I go here. Maybe it'll show me. Zoom in. No, it's just showing me the rescue vehicle, which doesn't have a clever name yet. So, but yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and do a launch. We've got this tracking. Natural deaths. There are in some mods, but I don't have any life support mods installed. There are several, such as Kerbalism, that is really fun. That I might give another look at once I've completed this playthrough. So you'd actually have to keep track of electricity, oxygen, water, get rid of their wastewater, and food and such to make sure your Kerbals stay alive. But for now, they can just basically live indefinitely unless I crash them. All right, let's do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and launch. Captain Kirk died from choking on astronaut ice cream. Nice. Mined from the surface of Minmus. They mined from the wrong crater. It was a toxic crater. All right, we're not doing anything fancy right now with the camera. We're just watching this as it goes. And yes, Shipwreck, I know exactly what you're thinking about this fairing. All right, we are transonic. I'm gonna let Ella Long hold prograde. And we are at maximum aerodynamic pressure. Yeah, this is the thing that I need to address. We get a little bit of overheating on the SRBs, but it's not enough to actually be a problem, so the separation is a little bit iffy, so that will probably need an upgrade. Alright, we're gonna get SRB burnout and jettison. Your favorite Minecraft mod, yeah. Welcome to the new version of Galacticraft. Alright. Need to be a little bit more aggressive on our pitch over. And I'm fixing our inclination. Okay, we have main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start. Yeah, in my simulation tests between streams, having the Poodle engine on here, it was just not enough power. I got about a thrust to weight ratio of 0.4, and it just could not get to orbit. Alright, here we go. Are we ready? We're going to get rid of this, and let's go ahead and jettison the fairing and take a look at the ship. And there it is, right there. This is the new upgraded multi-purpose passenger vehicle. We've got our upper stage still attached to it. I'm going to cut the engines when our apoapsis hits about 160 kilometers. And then we'll take a closer look at it here. Because, yeah, we are definitely not nearly aggressive enough on this gravity turn. It's there at 160. Is this the new Tesla model? Yeah, it's it kind of looks like a Tesla. It's not electric powered. There is a Tesla in space though. Hey, Rouleau. First time watching Kerbal. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I noticed you on Twitter are at least somewhat interested in space. But yeah, this is new to you, huh? Very cool. It's weird to be my Kerbal streams tend to have a better audience than my Minecraft ones, but they're all Minecraft viewers, and I think it's just a matter of the timing. But yeah, here is my new ship. We've got 2 minutes before we're at apoapsis, and I'll need to do another burn. But yeah, we got a nice cockpit on here, and how many crew can fit in here? I think it's 2 can fit in there. Then we've got these 2 passenger modules, each of which can hold 4 Kerbals. So this can hold, I believe, 10 Kerbals in total. So we can definitely do some cool multi-rescue missions. And we've got these docking bays, or these cargo bays. They're currently empty for this this test flight, but they are there, and we can add science experiments. We can add any sort of cargo, spare parts, anything we want, even extra fuel if we want to do that. In fact, okay, no, this is fine. I thought we might be using up the fuel because I had an issue with that with the previous flight, but I think I addressed it. So yeah, we've got plenty of fuel in here, plenty of crew and passenger space, and here, this is a new part that I unlocked last stream. And there we go, we've got an extendable docking port with a cover, and Shipwreck says Dan has a redeem where for 50,000 channel points he'll put you can name one of his kids. Hey, that's a good idea, actually. Once I have channel points, I'm so close. Actually, this one might put me over. All right, so we are 30 seconds away from apoapsis. I need to. You guys are trying your best to distract me and have another shipwreck. So let's go ahead and start the engine again and do our second burn. And we need this to get us into an actual orbit. So yeah, I'm very near the apoapsis, which is the height of our arc, and now we are past it, so I'm gonna pitch up now. And so I'm looking at the periapsis, which is still negative, which means it would be an impact with the surface of the planet. So I want this to be about the same as my apoapsis for a circular orbit. Shipwreck V28. Maybe I should name something Shipwreck V28. Let's see. Okay, that's closed. Let's close this one as well. Just a little bit of clipping, so it's hard to catch the right one. And yeah, my periapsis is coming up quickly. I want to raise my apoapsis just a bit more here. I'd probably open the wrong hatch and the engines would fall out. Depending on how you design it, that could happen. So yeah, this is our upper stage, but this thing on its own has quite a bit of capability. And oh, we are burning this fuel. Interesting. Okay. So once we get a full orbit, I'm gonna transfer the fuel back up here. Open the toilet hatch. I should simulate one of those. Oh, the other capability this has. Let's get to the orbit, and I will show you. This capability has not been tested at all. Okay, we're in orbit. Once my periapsis is above 70 kilometers, I will not fall into the atmosphere. So let's get the Fuel Balancer mod, and we want this here, which is empty. Okay, no wonder. Okay, so yeah, let's just stage then. And see if we can. This is a bit of a tight fit. Let's start these. And yes, I know exactly what you're thinking, Shipwreck. Okay, it has reattached. Table crossfeed. There we go. Goodbye, you. We're gonna call that maneuver opening the toilet hatch in honor of Shipwreck. Yeet. Yep, we have yeeted that that stage. Okay, so we have ladders on the outside, and we have landing gear. So this thing, in theory, should be able to land. We'd want to imagine that tank. That happens actually, especially in China. China is notorious for that. But yeah, that is actually a possibility, and it has happened to people before. But yeah, this thing can, in theory, land. I don't think I would want to land it on Kerbal. It could do it, but Minmus and the Moon, and potentially, if we take this interplanetary, other low-gravity bodies. So Rulio was asking, what is the objective for this mission? This is just a test flight, mostly, for my new upgraded passenger craft. So this is one that will be able to be used for rescue missions. For some reason, other space agencies keep losing their Kerbals in orbit, and if I go rescue them, I get to add them for free to my own crew, which is a whole lot cheaper than hiring them through the astronaut center, which gets very expensive very fast. In fact, Elilong Kerman here was rescued 2 weeks ago on my last stream. But the next test we need to do, we've gotten this to orbit, and this does not have the capability of... it's not rated for re-entry, we'll put it that way. I could get it to re-enter safely and potentially even land it, but I'm not going to try that. It has not been designed for that possibility. This is intended to be launched into orbit and to go and dock with the space station, and yeah, whoops, RIP pilot. It's happened. It's happened a few times. But we are going to leave it in orbit. It will dock with the station whenever it needs to refuel or drop off passengers or science experiments, and that will be that. So let's go to map view here. And here is our station here. So we need to catch up to it, which will actually work here. Or, let's see, I have 1400 meters per second delta V. It's not as much as I wanted. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back. Be right back. Need coffee. Don't kill Barbara. All right. I don't know a Barbara, so chances of me killing her are slim. Yeah, Elilong. In fact, I can rename these, so that might be a thing. Let's... Okay, so our periapsis is 116, apoapsis is 177, so our apoapsis is higher than the station, our periapsis is lower than the station. So it's not particularly ideal, and we have an inclination issue as well. We have a 1.3 degree offset in inclination. So let's see, I'm here, I'm going around this way. Let's go to here and fix our inclination. It's the ascending node, so we will want to burn anti-normal. Let's go ahead and warp to here. And here we go. And Elilong does not have the skill level yet to automatically hold normal or anti-normal, so I'm going to have to do it myself, which is fine. I'm going to turn off the RCS. We don't need it. We have enough in reaction wheels for this. Okay, so that's the anti-normal marker on the nav ball, and with my HUD display for my heads-up display for Kerbal Engineer, we can take a look at the relative inclination here. So if I am correct, gentle burn here, yep, that is going down. And this will put us at the same inclination as our station. But we have to do it at the ascending or descending node in order to do it. All right, 0.3 degrees, 0.2. Okay, and yep, that is as much as we can correct it from here, but that is very close. So now, let's see, still 1400 meters per second. All right, there's intersect 2, intersect 1. And it will take several orbits actually to catch up. So what I'm thinking I might do instead is point prograde, and let's go ahead and speed up the game just a bit so that we can... It's going to take forever to rotate otherwise. And what we want to do is when we are at... Okay, so we want to be at about the same altitude as the station. So that would be about 165 or so kilometers. Okay, so we're going back up. We've passed our periapsis. And hopefully I'm not getting these guys stranded here. Alright, so where are we? We are here. Okay, perfect. So that is... Right here is, at this intersect, is where we're going to be actually crossing the orbit of the station. So let's, that's 1 minute away. Let's get closer. Alright, about 25 seconds. And, alright, I'm going to burn, and we're going to watch... We're going to watch, it looks like this one, although they might change positions depending on which order they're going to arrive in. And we want to see them come right together. So that is... Okay. Yep, they have swapped spots. Okay, so now this orange one, which is now labeled Intersect 1, that is going to come all the way around. And so when it comes back around to where we are currently, then on our next orbit, and the next time we come back down to here, we will be very close to the station. Okay, separation 300. Separation 10 kilometers. Okay, so this one here, by the time we come back to here, we will be 10 kilometers separate from the station. So now, and that's in 1 hour and 2 minutes. So if I warp to about here, that will give us a little bit of a margin. And just like that, an hour has gone by. Okay, so now what I can do, let's go relative to the target. And our relative speed is going to be pretty high. It's going to be 300 meters per second. So what I need to do is point retrograde relative to the target. And adjust so that we bring down our apoapsis and match orbits with the station. And there we go. So the trick here, if I am offset from my retrograde marker and I burn, I will push the retrograde marker away from me. So probably if I push from over here, I will get a closer separation at approach, but that is not guaranteed depending on how we rotate as we go around the planet. So 1.5 kilometers, yeah, that just gentle nudge changed our separation at intersect 1 to 1.5 kilometers. So we're going to need to stay here, and let's go into physics warp mode so that we're not on rails. It's actually calculating physics, but this fast it's going to be missing some calculations, so we don't want to stay here when we get close to the station. We're about 3 minutes away. I'm going to change views here, and let's point at the camera at the target. There it is. Alright, and I'm going to put it back in stability assist mode, and we need to burn. Although that changed our separation as well. So let's get closer. It's 25 kilometers away. 20. Alright, and now if I go on this other side and push the retrograde marker, I'll be pushing it towards the target marker. And yeah, that's reducing our separation at approach as well as our relative velocity. And we're 6 kilometers away. Let's burn again, reduce our speed. Alright, now we're going relative to our target, only 44 meters per second. Ooh, 44 kilometers per second. That would be very problematic. Alright, and once we get to 2¼ kilometers, it's going to load all of these parts and we'll get a bit of a lag spike. There it is right there. Alright, everything is loaded, so now we are making our final approach. And I'm going to want to fine-tune this further. Okay, this is now looking at a different... Okay, yeah, this is now looking at a different intersect, so it's not helpful anymore. And man, it is framey. Here, I forgot how framey it got around this station. There are a lot of parts for it to calculate physics on. Okay, it's picked up this intersect again, so our separation will be 174 meters. And our relative speed is 24 meters per second, which is still way too fast. And we can see the previous rescue ship right there. The first rescue ship is still stranded, still carrying Valentina and oh man, I forget which one died. And Bob, I think it was Bill that died. Okay. Soon we will want to switch to our reaction control thrusters instead of our main engines. And I wonder if our escape pods have enough power in them to deorbit this. I can't remember if I put a probe core in it. I think I might have a probe core. I hope so, but I'm going to need to free up that docking port. I think I can dock it to one of these, but I would rather use this one here on the end. Alright, we're pretty close here. Let's go ahead and kill our relative velocity. Alright, and let's switch to reaction control thrusters, because they are going to give me much finer control. Alright, there we go. We are at a relative stop. We can't stay here very long because we are technically in different orbits and will drift apart. But now... Okay, who is aboard? We've got Philip Brewer. He is a pilot. And I think he is the only one aboard. So let's go ahead and transfer him. And put him... Let's put him in one of these passenger compartments. There we go, as he crawls through the tubes there. And if nothing else, we can just undock this and it will drift away. But let's see. Can I control it? I cannot. Okay, so I will need to send something else to actually do the piloting to deorbit this guy. Alright, so let's just let it drift a bit. And let's switch back to the station. Control from here. Turn on the RCS and let's back up. Give a little bit of clearance because we need to bring the new rescue ship in to dock at this docking port. Alright, there we go. And yeah, with all the action that this station has seen with comings and goings of ships, our apoapsis and periapsis have shifted. We used to be in a circular 160 by 160, 165 by 165 orbit, but we have shifted. So that's something we'll need to do in the future, is some station keeping. So, okay, we're controlling from here. Let's double check that. And we want... is this... okay, Clampetron set as target. Okay. So if we need to come back here and do any orientation of the station, we can point this docking port right there. And meanwhile, let's go ahead and open this docking port. And that is already set as the target. Perfect. And we want to control from here. Okay, so let's find our target here. Okay, I think if we burn this way, we should be able to find it. So now that I'm controlling from here, this way is forward, and up is the rear of the vehicle with all the engines. So I'll probably want to change the camera to lock it to this in a little bit. But for now, I just need to use the nav ball. Okay, I see it. There's the target marker. It's hard to see. I don't know if you can catch that in the stream or not, but we're going to be coming in range very shortly. Yeah, there it is. There, it's coming into view here. Now I need to get my prograde marker. There it was. I saw it for a moment. There it is. There's the prograde marker. And we still want to get that pointed up above it so that we can slide underneath. There's the previous ship just unceremoniously dumped into space. How very rude. And it looks like, yeah, I've got a fuel tank attached there, so we can use this as a fuel depot. All right, let's lock the camera because it is hard concentration time now. So if I do this and shine the sun right into everybody's eyes, then I can line this up. Pitching forward so that we can align it this way. At some point I might install a docking camera mod. I don't want to do that yet. It's a little bit far out of the vanilla experience here, and I know I've got some mods already, but I'm trying to keep it as stock as possible as far as gameplay goes, and that one does significantly affect gameplay by making docking both easier and more realistic. Being able to actually see the view right from here is realistic and helps a ton in docking. Alright, we are coming in for our final docking approach. We can go just a little bit faster. Not too fast because it's a little sluggish with the RCS thrusters. It's pretty good, but I definitely don't want to slam into this thing. I can speed up the game. Okay. Alright, it looks like we are pretty nicely aligned here. Let's get a screenshot. That is pretty cool. Alright, slow down and adjust. And I've got a new station hub in development that will be much better suited for craft like this to dock to. There we go. Look at that. That was a good docking. All right, let's go back to controlling from here. Yep. And let's get a nice angle for a screenshot. The planet in the background. There we go. There we go. Nice. 2001: A Space Odyssey vibes? Yeah, for sure. Especially things going so slow, and this music too. This particular track with the flutes reminds me of Saturn by Holst from the Planets, which is, of course, a classic. All right, yeah, and there goes that. Just, you know, out there. All right, so we want to train up Elalong and maybe send Philip home. So they're the only ones aboard the station right now. But what we need to do now... Okay, that looks epic, dock to the station. I'm very pleased with that. Oh yeah, and I've only got two return capsules left because I sent everyone home after replenishing this. Okay. So we've got this lander that needs to be deorbited, and we have this ship that needs to be deorbited. Right now, it's just space junk. Let's see what else we've got going. One thing that I need to attend to is the probes that are headed to Moho. Is it Rulio or Rouleau? It looks like that was a pun on your name based on Twitter, which I think is great. Let's go ahead and refuel this, and then let's see to our Moho probes. Okay, we need liquid fuel, so here... Okay, there's the tank adapter. That one is empty, but these two still have fuel. Okay. And actually, that one... Oh, that one's locked, but it does have fuel. We don't need that. Does it have oxidizer? It does have oxidizer. Okay, we're going to transfer that fuel here. Yes, exactly. Bruno pronounced it in a funny way. It was just a random word I chose for username. Nice. Yeah, his pronunciations are pretty funny. Rouleau, correct? Alright, let's transfer oxidizer out of here. Here. Oh, that already is out of oxidizer. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we've got an uneven distribution of fuel. Not ideal. Okay, but now the oxidizer is out. Let's go for the liquid fuel. And there we go, and we can see the camera shifting as the center of gravity changes on this station. Alright, so how much have we got now? Not a ton, so we're going to want a refueling mission as well. For now, let's go ahead and... Do I still have... I would guess Rulo is the correct pronunciation. I hear this version so much now that it seems correct. The Rulio? Nice. Yeah, if it was a proper French, I guess it would be a rouleau. And you might want like an X and 30 other letters on the end that you don't pronounce. I'm not sure. So let's take Philip and let's transfer him. Let's transfer him to this return capsule / escape pod. I also have French-Canadian ancestry, but never learned how to speak the language. Yeah, I couldn't even start to pronounce French properly. Let's take this. I'm not going to worry about that yet. We'll have a future series of missions where we clean up space junk. But right now, I just want to take... Actually, that can go with this. This whole thing can go. Let's do that. Let's deorbit this. Undock, and this, I believe, has a probe gore, so we should be fine. Yes, yes. Alright, and we want to control from here. And we want to point retrograde, and I don't want to swing this like a baseball bat at the station. Be very careful here. Does this game keep track of objects that re-enter the atmosphere? Sometimes. If you do time warp, then it puts you on rails, and you can actually warp through planets sometimes if it's not the object that is focused. I have this object focused, so even on if I went on rails, it would actually take me off rails once I got to the atmosphere. But even if it didn't, it would actually calculate the impact. But if, for example, if this were on a suborbital trajectory and it was going to impact the surface, but I don't have it focused, if I went on time warp and everything was on rails, it would just keep doing the orbit, and it would perhaps orbit it like this. And then I'd have to go and actually focus the object in order for it to actually do that physics. If it didn't do it that way, then what is already a pretty laggy and CPU-intensive game would grind the beefiest computer just to a halt, unfortunately. Alright, let's turn on RCS, and we want to... Okay, this is going to be a little bit trippy because we're all orbiting eastward this way, so this is going to look like I'm accelerating relative to the station and getting away from it, but what I'm actually doing is slowing down. And I lied. This is backwards. This is lying to me. So let's go this way. Alright, so it's going to look like I am getting away from the station this way. And I am actually slowing down relative to Kerbal. So we can watch my periapsis drop. So I'm extra glad I got rid of this fuel here, because I'm just going to be dropping this tank on someone's house. Or into the ocean. One or the other. Oh, and I might have to take a quick break and grab something out of my car so that my wife can take it, because there are Christmas secrets in there. Just a sec, I'm gonna text her. Oops. Alright, so the good news though is that I can just let this go. Alright, 2 hands on the keyboard, Dan, there we go. proper piloting. All right, we're going to point retrograde, and I'm going to, there are two time warp modes in the game. One just speeds everything up on rails, but this one, if I do this, it actually continues to calculate physics, and this all turned red to mean it's having a hard time keeping up, and that is okay. If I'm doing something like an airplane, or if I'm trying to do a docking or launch a very large heavy ship, I do not want these numbers turning red, because a miscalculation could mean the thing exploding. But if this explodes, we're going to explode it anyway, so that's not a problem. All right, and our periapsis is now below 70 kilometers, so it is well within Kerbin's atmosphere. All right, so we're going to, we're targeting 20 kilometers, but with atmospheric drag, it's definitely going to have an impact. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this, and I will be right back after I bring in some Christmas gifts from the car so that my mom, or my wife, my kid's mom, can take it. That has already started, man. That is inevitable when you have kids. But so that my wife, the mom of my kids, can take the kids on errands in that car. I'll be right back. All right, it looks like I am here just in time. We've had our sparks. Let's go ahead and go back to real time here. Very cool. Looks like we have got a very clear ocean. We can see the seabed down there. That's nice. And crash. Okay, there's your shipwreck. That is gone. All right, let's go to the tracking station. And let's see what else we've got going on. Okay, so let's clean this up a bit. We don't need to be showing our relays. Okay, yeah, that's a whole lot cleaner already. And we need to take a look at our MOHO probes. So we've got MOHO probe 1 and 1B. Let's go to 1. And yeah, it's been flying for 56 days. Let's go take a look at it, and we need to... we're actually past the maneuver that I had set up in the alarm. While doing the other missions and such, I actually went past it, but it is not actually a problem. Because yeah, we're 2 days past it, but it's such a huge path that the precision here is not exactly important. So let's just make sure that it is still good. Okay, we've got a good communication signal. That is a relief. And yeah, so if we do this maneuver, we will get an encounter with MOHO. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. This is our probe. Very loosely designed after the Juno probe, or kind of looks a little bit like Voyager as well. In fact, if I do the magnetometer boom, it will definitely look a lot like Voyager. So let's take a look at our resources. Everything is looking good. And I just need to point it towards the maneuver, which will have been adjusted slightly based on how far past the node we are. And it looks like this is a retrograde and normal, about halfway in between the two of them. So we're correcting our inclination. Yeah, our target is MOHO, and our relative inclination is 7 degrees, and we want to fix that. And we also need to bring it in just a little bit so that we can get an encounter with the sphere of influence of MOHO, which is a, if you are new to the game, it is kind of an analog for Mercury. Alright, let's keep a look at this map view here. And this is a big maneuver. This is 1,300 meters per second, 1.3 kilometers per second. So let's go ahead and throttle up a bit. And that will help me maneuver. There we go. Because I can use the gimbling of the engines. And we do have the delta V for it, so that is good. This is intended to do pretty much just fly past MOHO. And the reason I have a 1 and 1B is that there is not enough battery power on this thing, it turns out, to actually complete and send the data from a the magnetometer experiment. But 1B, I believe, does. So we definitely want to get those science points. And here we go. This is the current orbit, and this is the target orbit. And we've got 350 meters per second to go. I'm going to throttle down to get finer control for the end of the maneuver. $200 meters per second to go. $100. And I'm actually going to cut the engines, and I'm going to get rid of this and keep pointing in this direction, and then we'll see exactly when I get an encounter. Okay, here is our approach. And there it is. There is our MOHO encounter, and we'll have a periapsis of 8 million meters, so 8 megameters. And Rillo is saying, will this probe be looking for anything specific, or is it more about successfully plotting courses for missions? Yeah, so this is, basically, I've got several science experiments on board, so I kind of am looking for something specific. I've got this big old antenna for sending the information back and for getting signals to command the thing, and I hope that it has the range once I get there to actually be in contact with Kerbin. So this here, if I extend this, I can show off the magnetometer. And this will analyze the magnetic fields around Moho. I also have... This is my favorite one. This is so hilariously unnecessary. It's a barometer. But if I'm in space, no matter what, I'm measuring a vacuum. But if I prove there's a vacuum around different celestial bodies, then I get science experiment points for it. So that's pretty nice. And I've got this thermometer as well, which I can't click on because of the antenna. There we go. Yep, the too hot thermometer. And I've already gathered that data from in space high around the sun. But I can take those and get those science experiments done around Moho. And I believe the probe core, is there anything that it can do? No. If I had a crew member aboard, then they can do crew science. They can give me a crew report. And then I can take them on EVA and get a report that way as well. So I'm going to go ahead and retract the magnetometer boom. And yeah, I still have my full fuel in this in the satellite itself, so this is still my transfer stage. I've gone a little bit overkill on it. In fact, I have 2.7 kilometers per second of delta V. We might even be able to get this in orbit around Moho, which would be fantastic. Let's see if I can fine-tune this at all. If I just gently, yeah. Okay, so if I go any farther, I'm going to ruin it. So 7.4 megameters, 7,400 kilometers is what my periapsis will be. So I will probably want to do another correction when I get very close. And our apoapsis, that's in 313 days. And Moho escape. That doesn't seem right. Let's see. 95 days, 85 days. Huh. That is super bizarre. Okay. But we do need to take Moho Probe 1B and do the same thing with this one. Because that other one, I can actually complete the magnetometer experiment, but I cannot transmit it back to Kerbin. There's just not enough battery power. I've got... yeah, you can see the battery is charging because I've got plenty of solar panel, but it depletes the batteries much faster than the solar panels can recharge it when I'm using the antenna. But this one, you can see, is packing a ton more batteries. And does it have any more science experiments? I don't think so. Yeah, just the magnetometer, the thermometer, and the barometer. Since we're not going to the surface, it doesn't make any sense to put on a seismometer. There's nothing I can do with that there. So now... we don't have... oh, do we need a maneuver? We might not have needed a maneuver for this one. I might have gotten it. Let's see. No, I don't have an encounter with Moho. So I might have to plan a maneuver here. Let's see what this does. Alright, so, yeah, that's our target. And we've got a, okay, yeah, we're at the descending node, so I need to do something, burn normal with this burn so that I can change my inclination. So if I look at it edge on, you can see that I am horizontal and Moho is inclined this way. So I need to burn normal, which is 90 degrees upwards, and that will incline my orbit to match. So let's do that first. I'm going to pin the ascending node so that we can watch it change. And if I push on the maneuver node, push it towards normal, and we can watch that count down just a bit. This is the part where I pretend that I understand orbital mechanics. Okay, but we are also adding energy to the orbit by burning, so that's why this is pushing out as well. So we're going to have a retrograde component as well, which makes sense. That's what we had for the other Moho probe. So if I push on this one, this is the prograde handle, so pulling on it adds a prograde element to my burn. Pushing on it adds a retrograde element, and it does it a lot more gently, so that's why I like to push on it. And it looks like I'm pushing the descending node right towards there. That's excellent. Although I probably need it to be right there. Okay, let's pin closest approach. Yeah, that is not particularly ideal. We want the descending node and the ascending node are where the orbits intersect as far as inclination goes. So I want that to be right where I'm going to get my encounter. Looks like if I'm pushing it like this, I'm also going to need to do a little bit less of my normal component so that I can keep the descending node right about here, because that's where we're going to have our encounter. Yikes. This makes sense because I'm about to get this orbit very similar to the one of the other MOHO probe. Yeah, we're about there, and in fact I'm going to push radial in just a bit. And there it is, right there. That is an encounter with MOHO. And yeah, that makes sense. It's just about the same as what we did with the other craft. And this time the node is about 2 days out, but I don't particularly need to worry about that for the same reason I didn't need to worry about being past it for the other probe. So I'm just going to go ahead and point towards the node and perform the burn right here. And yeah, I've got 4 kilometers per second to deal with, so I don't have to be particularly precise. How is Barbara? Asked Shipwreck. Well, she is safe and sound on the station. I'm gonna throttle up just a little bit so that I can use the engine gimbals to help me control attitude. Now, she is safe aboard the station, hopefully keeping her hands to herself because it's just her and Philip aboard at the moment. And I'm not there supervising or chaperoning, so that could be a problem. I hope I still only have 2 Kerbals when I get back. Alright. We're going to... Yep, we're burning through this, and we're going to have 2 probes encountering MOHO in approximately 1 year, I believe. Operation Typer Drop. Yep. Alright, we're halfway through the burn. And once again, when we get towards the end, I'm going to throttle down so that I have finer control over how far we burn. Alright, let's go ahead and get this out of the way, and I'm going to continue pointing this way and gently burn until we see this happen. Almost there. MOHO is pretty small, so you have to get pretty close in order to have an encounter and be within its sphere of influence. And it looks like I might have missed just a bit. And I think I need to go this way. Nope. The other way. Yeah, so you get a close-up view of MOHO. Yeah, MOHO with an H. For missions like these. I could focus the camera here, but for me that kind of breaks immersion unless I've actually got a ship there. But yeah, I can aim the camera there, but I'd rather take the ship there and then we'll get a good look. We'll get an overview of my current missions in just a moment here. Let's see. Nope, that's also... And I think the issue is my inclination. So yep, okay, so if I'm over here, then I am getting a closer approach. So yeah, I've got 12,000 kilometers, 11. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky here. Especially since the reaction wheels on this thing are pretty weak, and so no matter how hard I press on my keys, I'm not rotating any faster. Unless I turn on the engines, which causes its own other issues if I'm not already pointed in roughly the right direction. Okay, there is an encounter, and I'm going to leave it at that. And so the encounter... yeah, that's very strange. It's telling me things in a backwards order. So here, that's in 21 days, 50 days, 76 days, 93. But it's telling me the sun periapsis will be in 300 days. I don't think that's accurate. I think this is accurate, 99 days. So in about 100 days in-game, these two probes will be encountering Moho. So what I want to do is add an alarm. Yeah, Moho mid-course correction, I can remove that now. And let's create an alarm for... yeah, manual time, sphere of influence change. And event margin, I want to have I want to have a 10-day margin. I want to know exactly when it's going to happen. And we will add the alarm. Oops, I've opened the camera pathing tools apparently. There we go. Okay, so sphere of influence change is the next alarm, and it is coming in 95 days. Okay. Give me a moment. I am getting a little parched. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here. And there we go. Okay, so we have some time there. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the Kerbal system. So here is the Rescue 1 ship. That is carrying, I believe it is Val and Bob. Let's go ahead and switch to it. Let's check in on these guys. Yep, there's Valentina and there's Bob, and they got stranded a long time ago. 1 year and 185 days ago. That's how long they've been just drifting through space. And in 1 year and 143 days, they will be at a point where they can do a maneuver, which they have a little bit of margin for. And that will bring them back in range of Kerbin. Let's take a look. Yep. They're going to have a maneuver. Oh, geez, yeah, they have to come all the way back around. T-minus 1 year. Do I have an alarm for it? No. Oh, yes, I do. This is it. This is the one right here. So, yeah, it's the farthest thing out. Yeah, I don't remember packing them any books, honestly. So, nor snacks. I packed them enough snacks for maybe a couple weeks. So, they're not going to be very happy when they get home. On the other hand, they might be very happy to be home, but they're not going to be very happy with me. I'm just going to blame it on them. So yeah, there's an alarm there, but here's the thing. They were sent to rescue Jebediah Kerman. Where is he? Is this it here? I think it is. Yeah, that's their target. Okay, so very early in this career, I sent Jebediah Kerman, who is the original, to Minmus, the second moon of Kerbin, and he landed, he gathered a bunch of science, and he took off, and I forgot to change the reference for the nav ball. So he was still, I think, in surface reference instead of orbit reference, and so I was burning in the wrong direction. Well, he was burning. He did it. This is Jeb. This is Jeb that did it, not me. It's his fault. Blaming the victim. So he burned away from Kerbin instead of back towards Kerbin, and ended up in quite the orbit. And so we sent Valentina and Bob to rescue him and to gather some science along the way. And they did not have nearly enough Delta V to get to him. So instead we made an unplanned detour towards Duna, which is an analog of Mars. And they gathered some science from there, and they are headed home as well. Not sure quite what I'm going to do about Jebediah, though. He's in a very low-tech craft. He has been here for 1 year and almost 200 days. Just all alone, nobody to talk to. He definitely does not have even comms connection to Kerbin, so there's nobody for him to talk to. And I'm gathering science to unlock technologies to see if I can send a proper rescue. And we're getting close. I could build a ship now that could probably get to him. So there's Kerbin. And here is his orbit here. So he's going to come back around here. So 411 days. Yeah. Let's actually set a target. Okay, he's in plane, so that's good. Yeah, he's going to be 22 million kilometers. He's performing science on the effects of extreme isolation. That is absolutely right. And he seems okay. He's pretty chill. His eyes are kind of bugged out, though. I don't know if he even sees what's really happening. Yeah, there's Kerbin in the distance right there. So those are two things that are going on, and so we're working towards a heroic rescue of Jebediah. Hopefully in not too long here. He's been waiting a long time. But I also have, let's see, probes. Where are my jewel probes? Moho probes. Okay, jewel probes, yeah. These guys here. So these are the Moho probes. They launched from here and are going inward. So there's Moho here, there's Eve, which is an analog for Venus. But they are going to do a flyby and possibly an orbit of the planet closest to the sun. Whereas these probes are headed outwards, and they are going to do a flyby of Jool, which is very similar to Jupiter and its moons. So we're going to get some data and some imagery of those. And maybe we can even get them to Elu. We'll see. There isn't really a specific plan beyond let's get a flyby, let's send some science back, and then we're going to be sending more missions out there. So we'll need to send some fuel depots in the future so that we can mine for fuel, send some stations, send some manned missions, and eventually we'll have all the technology unlocked, and we'll make a very large capital ship basically, and we will send it on a grand tour of the entire Kerbal system. And that will be that's basically where this is all leading. So that's where that stands. Let's go back to the Space Center. So we still need to deorbit the original rescue craft. And I bet, because if I dock to it, yeah, if I dock one of the return capsules to it, then I will have access to the reaction control thruster fuel on the craft itself, and I think it will be able to deorbit. So let's try that, actually. Let's go to the tracking station. And let's go... yeah, Station 1. And fly it. And take a sip of my drink and drop the lid, of course. All right, here we go. And before I can really get any significant use out of this this new passenger craft, I will need to bring some more fuel. And I'm working on a bigger fuel tank than that small one that we deorbited. Let's see, is anyone aboard here? No. So we want to get... let's bring Philip home and let Elilong get some more experience. Let's level her up. So we're going to use Philip here. And I think he's here. Where are you, Philip? Where are you hiding? Is he on here? No, Elilong is there. Philip is here. Okay, yeah, he's already aboard one of the return capsules / escape pods. And so I never want to have fewer return capsules than I have Kerbals here. Or at least fewer seats. I might have an upgraded version of these in the near future that has more than one seat, so that we can, you know, return 2 at once, or 3. So we have 2 Kerbals, we have 2 return capsules. That is perfect. So Philip, you are going to undock, and let's see, can we find... There it is. It's 1.2 kilometers away. We can get there. Let's zoom in and undock. Switch control to this craft. Oh, and that's the rescue craft, the old one. Whoa! Okay, that's the Kraken right there. Loaded up physics, and it decided it was in contact with that and launched it. But that is fine. It looks like everything is okay. Sometimes that doesn't go so well. Control from here, and let's see, it's classified as a plane, I think. No. Okay, yeah, I reclassified it as a ship. Fantastic. Alright, so now I want to find on the nav ball. Okay, there it is. Look at target. Let's get up towards that ship. And the only engines on this are RCS thrusters. Okay, yeah, this is going to be quite the journey. Pointing this way. There we go. Now I've got the right encounter up in the heads-up display. And this is definitely thinking time for me. Okay, so that should get me to 34 meters. I think that'll do. That's a good approach. Okay, and this thing, fortunately, is very easy to fly. Whoa, there we go. But we are going too fast, and I time warped too far. That will be okay. I'll just slow down here. I'm gonna change this to the target. And we need to kill this relative velocity. Let's keep track of our fuel. Yeah, we're not going very fast through the monopropellant. This has tiny little thrusters on it. In fact, I should turn this thing around. But we're just about there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now I'm going to turn it around. And what I can do here... Slow that down. Oh no, I cannot turn the docking port towards this because there's no control. If I had control over it, I could deorbit it without having to do this. So... Can I turn face cam on? I can. I have one. It's not set up. But I don't have any actual plans to do that. but baby cam up, maybe. I might do sliced lime and make a cat cam, actually. That might be fun. Okay, so we're now headed straight towards that docking port. I actually want to go up around this way. You could watch my kids while Can you feed my kids while I play the game? Can you change their diapers? Because that's what I really need. That would be incredibly helpful. Yeah, if you could babysit for me, Shipwreck, while I play video games, that would be amazing. That would be the ideal situation. I'm not even going to ask if you're any good with the kids. I'm just going to assume, since you have kids. I mean, have you seen the home automation technology that's out? I could probably use it. Or IFTTT and get something working. Hey! Yeah, let's robo-parent. Engaging nap mode. I think I saw something like that on Venture Brothers. Alright. There we go, and we are docked. Welcome to the metaverse. Oh no. Oh, you are fired. Oh, this has some fuel. Yeah, let's use the main engines. Okay, so what we can do now is we can control from here. Yep, control from here. And we can point retrograde. And we can fire these main engines up. And we can deorbit it that way. And then just detach this. And Philip doesn't even have to get out. He can control it from here. There we go. Get a better view than just the stars. Coming up on a sunrise here, it looks like. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. There's the station, eclipsing the sun right there. Very nice. All right. Let's double check that this is gonna take us the right way. Yep, okay. Periapsis and apoapsis are dropping. Excellent. Yeah, because we're at our periapsis, basically. Oh man, we've got quite the torque. That's for sure. Let's turn on RCS. That will help us to counteract the engine torque, because we've got this thing throwing it off balance. Yeah, look at that. That is throwing it way off balance. Okay, but we're going to re-enter the atmosphere. Perfect. Okay, 33 kilometers. I'm going to leave it at that because I want to have Philip at a safe altitude. So now let's undock again. Switch control to here. And back off. All right, and now I want to point retrograde. That way, we've got the heat shield facing prograde. Perfect. All right, Rescue 2, you have served us well. You have rescued many Kerbals, and now it is time for you to go. There we go. So let's go ahead and time warp. And we'll see what the game does with this, if it crashes it or if I have to go back to it to crash it. But this will definitely help with the game performance by just a little bit, especially when we're up at the station. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's a lower part count on the new ship, since I've got better parts available. Okay, camera just shifted. We are on our descent. And things are getting toasty. Alright, I'm going to slow down the game. Since we've got a Kerbal aboard, I don't want to risk it missing a crucial calculation on this. Chances are it would be fine, but... That's actually genius. People love babies. If you had bit redeems like give my kids a treat or spank the baby, you'll make a killing. I'm a genius. Oh no. That I can't imagine anything going wrong with a bit redeem for spank the baby. That's the best thing I ever heard. You know, they might be watching right now. Okay. I don't see I don't see my wife's account in the viewers, so they might not be watching. I think she's off on her Christmas shopping spree, so I can get away with whatever I want, except can't spank the baby right now because baby's not here. Can't feed the baby right now, baby's not here. Honey, why is there a police car in the driveway? Am I getting swatted? Alright, Philip. This is familiar to you. Got a nice view of the desert down there. Very, very toasty. He's getting about 2 Gs right now. It's not too bad at all. Alright, we're through the toasty part. We're out of the plasma blackout, and he is he's talking to a station on this crater rim right here, it looks like. Let's turn on the fancy camera. And let's see, so we are at 20 kilometers above the altitude, or altitude above the terrain. So when we get down to 2 kilometers, I will engage the parachutes. In the meantime, okay, we got auto flyby, fantastic. So I can do this right here. Very nice, man, I love this mod. Alright, we can speed this up a little bit so that we don't have to real time all the way down to the ground. Would be interesting to do a real-time mission stream at some point, but not yet. Alright, we are 3 kilometers above the surface. 2 kilometers, let's go ahead and do this, and parachutes are deployed. Whoop, we're getting some glitchiness. There we go. And there is full deployment of the parachutes right there. Now I can speed the game up again. And yeah, we're coming down right in the desert. If I restart the camera path, I get another view. Very cool. In fact, here's what I can do. Let's turn off the auto flyby and set a position. Let's watch. Is that a baobab tree over there? Oh, I might be able to, or is that just a cactus? I think that's just a cactus. All right, so I've got a camera position. All right, we can just watch it from that hill. This is a way, oh, we're clipping though, we're clipping. So let's try, we had a floating cactus. Set position, let's try it here. That's better. Yeah, this is a whole lot more interesting to see than just the static camera. I could EVA him and have him parachute. Use his personal parachute. I'm not going to do that, though. All right, we're 175 meters up. $70 meters up. I'm going to slow down. And, okay, we're at 30 meters. I'm going to go to real time for the final descent. That is cool. All right. All right, Philip, welcome home again. Let's bring back the UI. Perfect. And do I have science from the deserts? Let's find out. Crew report. I do not. All right. You imagine how hot it would be if the capsule did not have the AC on. And Philip, you're a pilot, but you're going to be doing some science here. Welcome back, Philip, says Rulo. Yes, indeed. All right, so now we've got EVA report, and hilariously, okay, no, it's just EVA report from the deserts. Okay, and I already have that, so let's drop. And you can remove your helmet, man. There you go. And the neck ring. There we go. Look at that. That's a heroic image right there. Oh, now he's freaking out. There's something on his hands. He's not very happy now. There we go. There's a happy Philip. All right, now EVA report on the surface. No. Okay. Reset. Let's go ahead and take a surface sample though. Looks like I've gotten one before, but I've got a little bit more science I can get. Lots of sand and rocks here. You're thankful that you've been in a climate-controlled environment because it sure looks hot out there. The sand is dry and loose, and it looks like it's going to take some effort to clean your gear afterwards. Yeah, that's why he was shaking off his hands, I'm sure. And, okay, so he can't do the surface science. So you don't get to play golf. Sorry, Philip. Oh, yeah, the sand. The sand is everywhere. Here he goes with the sand. All right, let's get back. Enough messing around. We're screwing around here. Screwing around too much. All right, board. And recover vessel. Okay, and as this loads, I'm taking another. I say sand as much as Anakin. Yeah. All right. Yeah, 3.8 science earned. It's a bit. It's not nearly enough to unlock anything new. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look also at what else I've got brewing here. If I go into the vehicle assembly building, I'd mentioned I was going to start developing our heavy launcher, the Callisto launcher. Callisto being the bigger bear, Ursa Major. And I've got something going, but there is an issue. Let's open Callisto Heavy Launch Vehicle Test Article. And that issue, well, aside from that I need to upgrade my facilities so that I can actually put things like aerodynamic caps on the boosters, this thing costs 322,000 Spaceos. How long have you been overseeing this Kerbal universe? Asks Rulio, or Rouleau. I've heard Bruno say it so many times. Let's I'll double check that in just a moment because I'll need to go out and check the clock. It's been something like 2 years in-game time, and a year is about 400 days in-game time, and a day is 6 hours, 6 real-life hours in-game. So, but this has been almost entirely on stream. Done some things like station keeping. Once I've done something like a rescue mission or a refueling mission on stream, if I need to do a bunch of those, I'll do those between streams and save the big events for the streams. So probably put about 40, maybe more hours into this world in real life time. But yeah, I want to be able to put a shroud over this and some aerodynamic nose cones on these. But you know, put the launch clamps on and everything, but I would exceed my part limit. So right now I've got 252 out of 255, so I need to upgrade the vehicle assembly building. The launch pad, I believe, is fully upgraded, so that's not a problem. But yeah, this thing has 4.5 meters per second delta V with this huge fuel tank on board. And this is full of fuel too, but, excuse me, but it's all locked so that I don't burn this fuel and it can deliver it to orbit. Look at all those slackers pretending to work. I know, look at them, they're just walking. Look at that guy, he's just walking that way. That guy, jeez. And there should be someone, sometimes there's someone riding around on a little scooter instead of, you know, working. Let's get down. Let's get down here. Yeah, those guys, they're just chilling. They're just hanging out. Well, I'm doing all the real work. What are you doing? Are you mining? Is he mining? What are you doing? Look at that. They're just investigating these tools like they don't know what they... Yeah, look at them. He's hammering on the ground. I've never properly watched these guys. What are they doing? Where are you going with that wrench? Actually, I kind of want you to stay away from my rocket. You clearly don't know how to use it. And what are you doing? Are you directing them or just checking things off of a list? It's probably his shopping list for Christmas. So, but yeah, I've got this fuel tank here, and it holds a ton more fuel than the one that I previously had up there. And this is the rocket that it takes to get that thing into orbit. But it is too expensive. I can launch this thing 4 times with the money that I currently have, and then I would be broke. So back to the drawing board before I launch this. I do love the look of it, though. I've got these tanks on the outside, and it is all hexagonally and stuff, which is one of the best shapes. So it's cool, but it is not practical. So I'm going to need to keep designing on this. So that is one thing, and I'm going to want it for some other launches as well. So these are works in progress here. Those are ones we've already done. This is the old one. Jewel probes, moon relay, versions of the moon landers. Okay, this is something that I'm working on too. Druge, hey, how's it going? This is... I had this going before I decided to, instead of having a separate lander, I might still use this. It's ready to go with a docking port. So this is my dedicated lander. And it's got cargo bay. There's a cargo module, so I can put actual parts and cargo in there. Science experiment storage. Plenty of RCS fuel. And let's see, this one is a mirror of that one. But this one has the science experiments. So I've got more cargo. I've got 2 of the mystery goo experiments, a science junior laboratory, a barometer, thermometer, and seismometer. So the other one is a multi-purpose vehicle. It is primarily a crew transport vehicle, but it can be used for science as a lander. It can be used for cargo, but this one is for cargo. And let's see, I think I have them in here in sub-assemblies. No, I do not. Yeah, I just have the Arcus 1 medium launch vehicle. So, yeah, I need a proper launcher for that. And what else have I got in here? Okay, station power modules. Okay, so they're not actually in this. They are in Final Approach Sandbox, I believe. No, stock test program. Here they are. Okay. So, yes. All right. So I'm going to name my new station. Yeah, I was first, says Shipwreck. Definitely first. Don't scroll up. Don't check it. Shipwreck was first. He's always first. You never have to check it. So I've got some other things going on. So this untitled spacecraft, I believe, is the one that we just flew. But this here, let's load this up. This is going to be the new station hub. And I've actually got some arms that will extend outwards, and we've got docking rings here. So I've got some spokes for basically a wheel that I can dock to the outside of this. They're saved as a sub-assembly though, so I'll need to transfer those over manually. So I've got that. That's going to be the new hub for the new station. And this is a service module. What's it got in it? It's got RCS fuel and batteries. And lots of cargo space. Lots and lots of cargo space. So that's going to be pretty cool. Let's take a look at this, make sure that it is. And Drew says, hey, Shipwreck, no doubt. Ship is always first. There's no questioning that ever. Kind of maybe. Definitely. Oh, okay. So no, this isn't what we just flew. This is actually, this was my test for maneuvering and docking the spokes for the station. So we've got a habitation module here. So a quarters for 4. And we've got cargo. And this here, docking ring. And this is, it's a fuel tank, but I have it here just as structural. So, so yeah, imagine 6 of these radiating outwards, and potentially I might be able to add a ring around the outside. That's going to take some time to design, and then we can have, a, you know, what the classic science fiction space station that is a ring. And then let's see, Tanker 1, Tanker 2. Okay, so let's look at Lander X5. This is an experimental craft that I'm working on here. So this will be the next generation lander. And actually the only part that is lander is this. So this here is a fuel module. So this is just a fuel tank. And it is one that can be refueled or just dropped. And this is a fuel tank with engines. So I can chain these up, make a whole train of these, and basically get this wherever I want to go. So this is coming in the future. We can zoom in. I've got 3 of these Clampatron Junior docking ports and 1 of the regular size Clampatrons right in the middle. So this is going to be a modular system that we will be trying out in a future stream, and I am currently working on it. It is in development. Yeah, this here, this is the lander itself. Kind of like a really thick, tall flying saucer, basically. And this alone has 3,300 meters per second of delta V. It cannot take off or land on Kerbal, but the moon, it's got plenty of thrust to weight ratio, and Minmus, no doubt. Ike, the moon of Duna, practically nothing can land on Eve without parachutes, and nothing comes back. The gravity is so high, but Gilly, easy. Dang, Gilly is tiny. Elu, of course, and the different moons of Jewel as well. So that is a sneak peek at what is coming in the future. I'm going to take another sip of my drink. Been talking plenty, and I'm getting hoarse. And another benefit of this, the lander itself, fully fueled, only costs 56,000 Spaceos. So this is going to be very affordable, and it's got a nice little cupola on the top. I'm not ever sure how to pronounce that properly. All right, let's open, don't save, go back to current game, and let's do Escape Pods 2.1, I believe. No hydrate redeem. No redeems yet. So I'm so close. I'm very close to affiliate. In fact, this one has been quite well attended and might be enough to bring the average viewers up over 3, which is, I think, the last requirement I need. Cupola. Yeah. I think that is right. I think that is right. Every time I hear or see the word written, all I can think is cup of coffee. That's pretty much it. Yep, I'm hydrating myself though, so no no worries there. No need for a hydrate redeem. I got this. All right, let's double check. Yeah, these are the current iteration of the escape pod. And we've got solar panels here so that we don't run out of electric charge like we have in the past. I think I still have some drifting. And so let's go ahead and launch this. And in the last 15 minutes that we've got, let's send 3 more escape pods up to the station. Because I'm going to do the rescue missions of these other guys between streams. Or should I wait until next stream and maybe name them after viewers? That might be fun. I think I might do that. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and launch. And this time let's get a cool view, a cool camera view of the launch rather than the stock camera. Yeah, I've got hydration covered. As usual, I've got a lemonade and a beer side by side, double fisting it. And I'm sure that my Kerbals appreciate me drinking and flying the ships that are carrying them to space. All right, let's choose somewhere to view the launch. I think let's view it from all the way over there if we can. Let's set the target here. And set the position. Can I set it here? Nope, it's too far away. So let's set it just a little bit closer over here. There we go. Drew said, my dad used to say it cupola, but I've always heard it more like the way you said it. Yeah, cupola or cupola, I think, depending on region. Every time I try to say it, I think, okay, I need to look that up and definitively get it, and then I don't do it. So hopefully I remember it this time. All right, so we've got, let's go back to target selection. Let's do stations. Station 1. There we go. And let's throttle up, turn on our stability assist. Oh, we've got Eric on board. Okay, hold on. We do not want anyone on board. These are autonomous ships. We want to keep our other pilots ready on the ground for future missions. So, crew, hitchhiker, get out of here. Now let's launch. And nearly through the beer. Let's take another sip while it loads. That's exactly what loading screens are for drinking. There we go. All right. Set target and set position. We were over here. That will work. And then we can, yeah, no auto flyby. Let's get rid of that panel. Set this station as a target, throttle up, SAS on, and I'm already in fine control. Let's turn on our flight recorder. Altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure are what we want. A ginormous mug of Earl Grey with ginger infused with honey for me. Very nice. Hot, I assume. Tea Earl Grey hot. All right, let's start the camera path. The camera thing and this flight recorder are mods, by the way, so I can make it blow up. I'm not going to try, though. It might blow up. Things have blown up. I think, have you been here for an explosion, Shipwreck? Like an unintended explosion? You might have been. No. Oh, rip. Well, eventually. Oh, I didn't do a countdown, but that's fine. Rye barrel vanilla stout for me. Ooh, nice. Let's do that now. Yep, I'm drinking an IPA from Stone Brewery in California. Alright, we're pitching over. Vehicle is supersonic. And there goes the sound, and I'm not going to... What you did miss, Shipwreck, is when that sound cut out, I thought my solid boosters had stopped, and I detached them, and they just went straight up. Yeah, Stone makes some great IPAs, some of the best. They are one of my favorite breweries of all time. They are so good. Okay, there we go. We got booster separation. Oh, I've heard of them. I don't think I've had anything from them. Yeah, I'm having the delicious IPA from Stone Brewing, and it definitely lives up to its name. All right, we've got main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start. And we don't need this anymore. We're well past maximum aerodynamic pressure. Didn't get the call out for that, but that is okay. All right, and we're off. Now we just got to let it raise the apoapsis to about 165 kilometers. In fact, I'm going to pitch down just a little bit more so we can work on our lateral velocity. And let's see, our dynamic pressure is down to nothing because we're in space. So let's deploy the fairing. Fairing separation is confirmed. So they, the Inspiration 4 mission, I think it was, took some, I believe they took some hops to space, and then those were brewed into beer that had gone to space, but unfortunately it was from Sam Adams, so I don't really have faith that it was a good IPA. I know that, who is it? There's another one, and I'm blanking on their name. There's another, Ninkasi. They have in the past done space beer, where they have sent hops to space and then brewed with it. But unfortunately, I have missed those promos. I was not aware of them when they happened. Been on a Thimble Island Brewing, Two Roads, and Stony Creek Brewery kick lately, because they're local to me. Is that East Coast? So I'm not familiar with any of those. I'm here in the Rocky Mountains, and I found that most of my favorite breweries are either in Salt Lake City, of all places, or California. Connecticut, okay. Let's see, pause for just a moment. Hot take, Sam Adams is local to me. I like some of their beers, not a big IPA drinker. I found that is very regional, and I think the main reason that I don't particularly care for Sam Adams IPAs is that they are catering to a different audience that I am not part of. Wait, go back, I forgot my wallet. I think I left the onion burning. I left the onion burning. Now we're suddenly, you suck at cooking. Undo's on for hundo? Alright, let's start the engine again and see if we can bring our periapsis up. And let's have an orbit. There's so many breweries here in New England, tend to favor smaller places with tap rooms to visit. Yes, tap rooms are great. There was one, I used to work in the oil field, and for a while I was working a little north of Oklahoma, and there's a place in Oklahoma called Tapworks that has a huge wall of taps. Just a couple hundred different taps all in a row. It's fantastic. And the food wasn't bad either. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It was, you know, bar food, but it was a good bar food. If I ever go back there, I'm definitely going back to Tapworks. But yeah, the West Coast style IPAs are what I tend to go for. A whole lot more hoppy. And the best one is a brewery in Salt Lake called Red Rock. And they make one called Elefino, and it is fantastic. Very citrusy. Alright, and there's the periapsis above the surface. Let's just get an orbit here. Alright, there's an orbit. We're above 70 kilometers, so we won't go back into the atmosphere. Andrew says, Sam Adams Boston Lager and Boston Ale are good, but I was disappointed in their IPAs. But Sam Adams was my first good beer when I got started. Yeah, I actually had a similar, basically once I discovered IPAs, I discovered the flavor that really got me to like beer. But yeah, their IPAs, they feel to me like they're trying to compensate for the hops flavor instead of show it off. And that's the difference. And I think, again, that's a regional thing and a personal preference. So, okay, we are pretty close. We need to intersect the station. Okay, so yeah, here's our current flight, and we do have an escape pods flight that did not have solar panels on the upper stage. So we actually ended up running out of power and can't take it anywhere, and we need to catch up to the station. So this is actually very good. If I do this and pin these separations, let's see if I... So I need a lower orbit, which I have, in order to catch up, but how much... If I burn forward, will this go down? This will, okay. I'm watching this separation here, and that separation. That one is even lower. That's probably the one we'll end up with. And then I'll catch up on chat again. Okay, 7.3 kilometers, that is really good. And that is coming up in 33 minutes. So let's warp to here. Let's see. Oh, Anna. Welcome, Anna. I was going to raid you, but the guy I raided ended as I raided. How to put myself into hole. Eject me into space, please. And Drew says, Anna! You know, one thing that this game is missing is actually shoving people out of an airlock without a suit. Among Us style. That would be pretty funny. Oh, she found me. Now I have to find a new hiding spot. She found me. I don't know how, but she found me. Run for it, shipwreck! Alright, so we've got target reference here. Yeah, welcome in, Anna. Yeah, you've raided me before. Let's see. Yeah, we're actually about to wrap up here, too, so we've only got a couple minutes left, and so I'm bringing some new escape pods to the station. Let's see, does that work? Oh, yeah, but you need to... Yeah, let's actually do that. I need to remember to be a good streamer and do some of these things. There's a shout out. And let's see. And Druge, you stream too, don't you? Oops, I did @ shout out. Yeah, I'm a derp. There we go. Do you even mod, bro? Supreme said that. You know, I've been told no. Never mod. Alright, so I've got focus back on this screen. I've got 4 minutes, and we've got a little bit of an inclination, not much, so let's go ahead and correct it from here. And as long as separation at approach is going down, we are good. I know, who doesn't already follow? More, this is for me to get in the practice, honestly, because I'm hoping to grow. First, yep, Anna's first. You heard it here first. Anna is first. Always said so. Have pretended to mod a couple times. Nice. Same. Pretended to mod a couple times. Alright, so we're 3 minutes out. We'll have a separation of 7 kilometers. That is not bad. We want to get a little bit closer. And the station is going to pass underneath us. And let's actually look at the target there. Alright, it is 9 kilometers away. We need to tighten that approach and reduce our relative velocity. So if I burn from here, I'm pushing the retrograde marker away, but I'm pushing it towards the target marker. So that will tighten our approach. Hey, welcome back, Satan. He's been lurking the whole time. Hiya, Anna, says Satan. Okay, that'll bring us to 3.5 kilometers. Kelek24 is following. Welcome, Kelek. Is that, I have to ask, after the fanfare stops, I have to ask, is Kelek a Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive reference? Because if so, that is amazing. Alright, so we're tightening our approach a little bit more. Alright, so we will get between within 1.2 kilometers. Let's get a little bit closer. Drew says, I don't think that stream was even viewable. It could have been about 20 minutes of black screen. Oh no, he's here. Sorry, Satan. Yep, it's everyone's hanging out here. Oh, you know, says Satan. All good. Alright. I'm not sure which would worry the Kerbals more, that I am drinking while doing a docking with their station, or that I am basically texting and driving. Oh, made the name up in my childhood, should sue Sanderson. Well, read Sanderson first if you haven't. You might decide not to sue him, or you might decide to sue him because he's been wildly successful lately. So, hard to say. But welcome. Okay. We are at the final bit of the stream, though. Actually, you sound familiar. I think I might have talked to you before, Kelek. Have you been to one of these streams and I have forgotten? And Supreme, welcome. Been lurking while ship watches. Had to come in to say I appreciate your sense of humor. Bro. Thank you. You should tell my stepdaughter that I'm funny because she doesn't believe me. I tell her all the time how funny I am, but she's like, nope, that's not funny. I'm like, but I can say things like pog and vibe, and it's funny. Nope, apparently not. Alright, so I am not... Okay, we need to change... There we go. Actually, no, that is quite bad. Alright, I'm going to pause for just a moment. There we go, so... have read his books. Okay, good, yeah. Favorite author of mine, basically. I took a little detour to read the Grishaverse books by Lee Bardugo. Those are quite good, but now I'm he just released his latest Skyward book, so I'm rereading that series so that I can get to that one. So yeah, we got was Supreme hacked by ship? Great raid you sent me too. The Supreme has arrived. Nice. All right, let's get this docking. I need to point towards the target and brute force this. Basically, I've got 2.3 kilometers per second to work with, so we're fine. Okay, yep. Separation at approach is dropping. That is exactly what we want. 2 kilometers. And 1 kilometer. Let's get to about 500 meters. There we go. And let's face retrograde relative to the target so that we are ready to slow down. Everyone's saying hello to each other in the chat. This is fantastic. This is by far the most active I've had in chat. Thanks everyone for coming by. Alright, let's get right up in the face of this station. And there it is, loading. There we go. Ship has made me an amazing coffee. He didn't make me coffee. I don't have any coffee. I've got a beer and I've got a lemonade, but I do not have coffee. Ship did not make me coffee. I'd like to lodge a formal complaint. Alright, so this is going to get us really close. I'm going to get right up in the face of this station and deploy these return capsules. 100 meters, that's about as close as I really want to go. Coffee is the lifeblood indeed. You won't add my bit redeem, so no coffee. Well, you, you want me to apply corporal punishment to my kids for bit redeems and get arrested. That's what you want. That is indeed a complaint wearing a tuxedo. Well, depending on the culture, could be a tuxedo, could be some other formal garb. Alright. And there it is. There's our nice new passenger ship just sitting there. And between streams, I'm going to send some fuel tanks up. The old fuel tanks. I'll keep working on the upgraded stuff in the Callisto Heavy Launcher. But as we wait for our lost Kerbals to come home, we will definitely want to upgrade the station and welcome them home in luxury, so they're not too mad at me for stranding them in deep space for multiple years with no snacks and no books. Informal complaints wear swim trunks and Hawaiian shirts. And Rulo says, I love the view of the planet edge and the sun. Yeah, this game is pretty. I have installed some mods. The clouds are from a mod, the city lights are from a mod, but even without those, it's a pretty game. It's very simple. It's got a simple beauty, a lot like Minecraft does. So, all right, let's go ahead and deploy these. Whoops, that's the wrong button. That's what I wanted. And all right, if I recall, the last one always gives me some trouble. All right, undock. Oh, that's the wrong one. Now I've got more space debris. Oh well. All right, this is the one I want. Undock. And then finally, undock. And then I will just rotate this out of the way. See you in a bit. If you're still here, be right back, says Supreme. I probably won't be. We're about to end, but thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate the support. Okay, so here are the next 3 escape pods. And this thing here, we want to go back to orbit view and point at retrograde, although I will be deorbiting it later, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and go to one of these. Looks like this one here. Control from here. And we want to choose a docking port on the station. Let's just set the station as a target and turn on the RCS, and we need to back off and face the station. There we go. But we don't want to collide with our ships, so we're going to do that. Looks like you're changing the rocket's batteries, says Rouleau. Kind of. I can do that. I do have that planned. This is an old station based on old technology, and as you saw before, I've got new modules ready to be launched. So that might even be next stream. So if I can get the launcher, ready to go, as soon as my heavy launcher is ready to go and economical, then we will be launching a new station. And these do include batteries, so technically, yes, I'm changing batteries on the station. But this is currently the only way any Kerbals have to go home. Alright, this docking port set as target. And let's change the camera mode to locked so that the controls are more intuitive. Maybe I can look straight at the back of this thing. There we go. And it's important to do most of these maneuvers looking at the nav ball, because this can throw you off, especially as we rotate around the planet. But this shows me the target and that I am going to pass it up and to the right of it just a little bit, which is what I want. But I am also looking at this because I'm going to hit that if I continue in this direction. And that is not what I want. There we go. Alright, so I'm lined up this way with the docking port, just a little bit overshot, but that is fine. Need to slow down. and then move to the right. There we go. And it is concentration time. And actually I want to move this way so that the hatch is not going to be obstructed. Yeah, these things are super easy to fly. Very compact, nice center of gravity, and I did a good job placing the RCS ports, so we're good to go there. Yep, and there we go. That's the first one docked. I'm going to do the other two off camera. So let's go ahead and pause it there. Nice little backdrop right there, and let's see if there's anyone that I know online. There aren't a whole lot of KSP streamers. And yeah, nice. Yeah, thank you. It's pretty tough to get your first docking in. It's one of the most satisfying accomplishments in the game, but once you get some practice in, and I was super rusty, and I've had quite a few awful dockings on stream very recently, but lately they have been quite good, so that's reassuring. Okay, who is on? Not many. I think that's going to change once Kerbal Space Program 2 finally comes out. We'll see a resurgence of Kerbal streamers. Right now there are about 3 or 4 who are the big ones, and they all the viewers go there, but they have earned it, so it's not a complaint, it's just the reality of the thing. So okay, there's Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, only 50 viewers in total. In fact, this is the second most watched at the moment KSP stream. Nice. Okay, let's go raid. Looks like Dunbaratu, whom I have been to before, is doing Kiwi Tech Tree with Kerbal Operating System. I'm not familiar with the Kiwi Tech Tree. It's clearly going to be a modded text tree, but the more interesting thing here is Chaos is Kerbal Operating System. It's actually a scripting system that is built into a mod where you can fully program an entire mission and execute it remotely, completely hands-off. And so I'm not sure if he's going to be narrating or not, or if he's just going to have Chaos taking care of everything, but it'll be interesting. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't have a very good raid message yet, so currently I just do Dan Bear raid, but I'm open to suggestions on that one for sure. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. We're going to raid Dunbaratu, and on Wednesday I will be back doing some Minecraft. That's the release day for 118, so maybe I'll be doing that. I haven't decided yet. And next Saturday, we will be continuing on this. Actually, it might be Sunday, depending on what happens. December's going to be a busy night. Yeah, thanks everyone for dropping by. Thank you, Kellic, for the follow, and Anna for trying to raid. And sometimes Twitch is just twitchy that way. I'm going to click the raid button right now, and I hope to see you guys all very soon for another stream. Thank you very much, and to see you next week.